The Season 3 finale delivered many standout moments that rounded off arcs, allowed us to say farewell to characters, and also opened the door for many new stories to ignite in Season 4 of the show. With this, I thought I'd take a look back at Season 3 Episode 8 and state what I think the most powerful moment in the episode was. So let's get into it. Here is the most powerful moment in The Boys Season 3 Episode 8. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The final episode of Season 3 was a great way to round off a well-rounded season, and the strongest season that we've been given. There were multiple moments that could have made the most powerful, but there was one moment in particular that for me stood out as something that was different to the rest. A moment that was close to making it was Black Noir's death. We saw in episode 7 of the show that after witnessing flashbacks and speaking with his imaginary friends of his past encounters with Soldier Boy, that he was now brave enough and ready to come back and face Soldier Boy, as he knew that he was next on his list of people that he wanted to get revenge on. He approached Homelander as a friend, a best friend, as we've seen them be throughout the entirety of the show, and it was a relationship that was an odd one, as Homelander had always been a selfish individual, and Black Noir, well, doesn't speak. We saw Homelander approach Noir and ask if he knew about his father being Soldier Boy throughout the entirety of the time that they'd been working together and had been friends, to which he then nodded his head. It was here where we saw Homelander then rip out Black Noir's guts from the inside out, and then we watched him drop to the floor as the character then passed away with all of his imaginary friends around him. It was a sad moment because Black Noir didn't see the threat that was right in front of him, and he felt like he could trust Homelander. We witnessed Homelander do the very thing that Soldier Boy used to do to Black Noir when he was in Payback. It was a sad, powerful, emotional moment that allowed us to bid farewell to a character in an unexpected way. Another moment that was close to taking it was actually the final shot in the season. We had just witnessed Homelander and Ryan get met with an abundance of cheers as they entered their small group of but extremely viewed fans. We saw Homelander use his laser vision on a Starlight Believer in front of the crowd where it received a positive response, led by Todd. Here we saw Homelander smiling, and we then had the final shot lingering on Ryan as his face turned from disbelief into what he'd just seen, into a smile that grew from ear to ear. This to me symbolized what is yet to come, and the danger that's likely going to be unfolding in the not so distant future. With Ryan taking the side of Homelander over Butcher, he's going to look up to him as a role model, and a paranoid, self-obsessed, yearning to be loved individual who believes he's above everything and everyone doesn't bode well for the person who looks up to him. We could literally have a second Homelander on the cards, which could prove to be very dangerous, and this moment confirmed that for me. However, the moment that I think is the most powerful moment in the entirety of Season 3 Episode 8 was a shot that occurred just before the final battle took place between Soldier Boy, Butcher, and the rest of the group once they arrived. We had just witnessed Soldier Boy hit Ryan to the floor, and we had Homelander comforting Ryan, something we never see the character do. Whilst this was going on, we saw the internal conflict that Butcher was facing. He had the opportunity to allow Soldier Boy to charge up his power and blast both Homelander and Ryan, stripping them of the V within their system, but he chose not to let that happen. He didn't want Ryan to be harmed, as he was the last remaining thing of Becca, and he made a promise to her to keep him safe. We saw Butcher instead use his laser vision on Soldier Boy, and whilst it was going on, we saw Homelander turn around and join in, allowing them to overpower Soldier Boy. This led to a shot of their eyes both glowing simultaneously as they drew their lasers in. They both looked at each other, respectfully, like they knew that they weren't going to battle each other then, as they now had one common enemy, and that was Soldier Boy. It was a moment that I really appreciated, and thought was extremely powerful. Butcher had spent the entirety of the season wanting to take down Homelander, and he still does. But he knew that at that specific time, it just wasn't the right place or time to do so. They were on each other's side, briefly, with one common enemy and one common person who they wanted to keep safe. The glowing eyes for me symbolized the two sides joining forces as one as it occurred. And for me, that was the most powerful moment in the season finale. So, there you have it. What I think the most powerful moment in The Boys Season 3 Episode 8 was. If you want to see more videos on The Boys such as endings explained, theories and predictions, or character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review next, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review. And finally, if you want to see what I rate movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What was your most powerful moment? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.